Alternative history, a different approach with far-reaching implications. The Earth-Moon system had a vertical orbital path. This came to an end because of gravity attraction. The planet of the Cross, or Nebru, entered the inner solar system. The Earth-Moon system was pulled to the north. The Earth continued to be pulled, and the distance between Earth and the Moon increased. The Moon was pulled further above the Earth's north pole. The pull of the intruding gravity was not to last. The effect of the intruding gravity came to an end as the planet moved away from a near-Earth environment. From this point on, the Earth began to be pulled back by the Sun's gravity. For the first time, the Earth was forced to conform to a horizontal orbital path. The Moon followed the Earth because of gravity attraction, but order was not restored. The Moon will now accelerate towards Earth. The result is a cataclysm. It is the second period of mass extinctions in the geological record. Subjected to gravity acceleration, the Moon is about to go past Earth. This close encounter will pull apart the surface of the Moon, liberating its iron to the Earth's magnetic field. The surface of the Earth will also be pulled apart, but to a lesser degree. The closest point to the Moon is ripped off by tidal forces towards the Moon. Destruction of the continent stopped as the Moon passed. North America was shaped by being lifted by gravity and stretched by the Earth's rotation to form Central America. The Earth's atmosphere became clouded with ferric hydroxide, rusty water. This fell to Earth as red rain. This is not a true movement of the Earth. It is just a way of showing the locations of the landmasses after the first event of the movement of the continents. The extent of the Ice Age was far more severe than is generally accepted. This was caused by a total lack of sunlight. From the equator going north, ice covered the entire northern hemisphere. That was the first of 3 floods. The system admits to only one by way of the Bible. After the mutiny of the Lyell-Darwin era, uniformitarianism denies all major catastrophic events. It is self-evident it was impossible to live in the northern hemisphere. It was profoundly dark, freezing, and lifeless. All of mankind live in the south exclusively. The greatest age of mankind came to an end. This was also the end of a world age. This was not a period of stability. Mankind lived in justified terror, expecting the next catastrophic event. It came within living memory. This pessimism was because The planet of the Cross now orbit too close to Earth. Every 266 days, the orbit period of the planet of the Cross, there were earthquakes, floods, and volcanic eruptions. It was feared the world was coming to an end. The only hope was a dangerous liberation from the planet of the Cross. The biblical book of Exodus accurately detailed events to come in the form of 10 plagues. Only one of these plagues is not accounted for. The orbit of Mercury, separated by time and distance from the closest planet, the planet of the Cross. Planet of the Cross, sharing the same orbit distance from the Sun as Earth, but separated by time and distance. All three planets are in distorted orbits. Ultimately, three planets will be on the same side of the Sun, moving in the same direction. No longer separated by distance, the planet of the Cross aligned its rotational axis to the Earth. Its rotation stalled. The third planet in line will be massively accelerated to orbit escape velocity. The planet of the Cross is pulled into a distorted orbit. Its atmosphere is pulled in the direction of Earth, leaving the planet exposed to direct sunlight. It became a dead planet. This event was called by the ancients the birth of Venus. Venus, the remnant mother planet. For Earth, this was called the Exodus. The Moon now follows the strongest source of gravity to cause the next event, the Passover. After many close encounters with the planet of the Cross, this time it was the desired result. The Earth was liberated, on its way to a new orbit. Our ancestors, if they survive the coming event, it will be freedom from pessimism and terror. The coming event is the greatest mass extinction in the history of mankind. The Moon is now between the Earth and the Sun. The Earth is now in profound darkness for an extended period. Temperature dropped and frozen rain fell. The darkness continues. The coming event occurred in complete darkness. The Exodus, a departing planet. The winged disk is Earth in flight. It's an historical landmark. Its true meaning is totally lost to the modern world. Named the Aten, the living member of an identical twin. In this motion dynamic model, the event called the Passover was predictable and totally unavoidable. This title was subjected to devious authority abuse. The negative input lasts for 500 years, that is, right up until the present. The Moon is about to go past Earth. Land masses closest to the Moon begun to be pulled off by tidal forces. This time, Australia is first. Progressively, the next landmass is exposed to even greater forces. At the closest point, India was pulled off. India then crashed into Asia. All land masses facing the moon were simply pulled in the direction of India, the focus of this energy. The rapid movement of India resulted in this permanent feature on the ocean floor. This, the path of India, is also well known to science, but this too is ignored. When the circular island collided with the opposite continent, the ancient Egyptians called this the unification of the two lands. Back in daylight after the Passover, the earth is once again contaminated with ferric hydroxide. India colliding with Asia rolled the earth over, creating a new movement. This event is the third of 5 periods of mass extinctions in the fossil record. The Egyptian king at the time of the Exodus was Ramesses. This was 12,000 years ago. In this motion dynamic model, the time allowed for the movement of the continent is 5 hours on 2 separate occasions. The official opinion is 250 million years. The moon, depleted of its iron, after twice entering the Earth's Roche's limit, is in a much wider orbit due to gravity acceleration. This is the third age of man, a long and prosperous period for the next 4,000 years. The atmosphere now free of iron particles. Rivers are contaminated with rust. Aquatic life devastated. An infestation of flies. One infestation leads to another, described as the 10 plagues. This was a period of mass extinctions. The aftermath was short-lived.